Good morning. Welcome to our yoga practice. We're getting ourselves situated, probably have another minute or two before we get going. So a nice amount of time to come onto the mat. Get yourself settled. Grab anything that you may want to incorporate into your practice, a block, a bolster, strap. Just kind of make your space. Probably another minute or so. We are going to begin on our backs today if you wanted to head that way. Coming onto the mat, we're making our space, kind of settling in, starting to let I would say the day go, but it might be early for you as well. So maybe letting the week or the weekend go, just kind of becoming more present. We are going to start heading down to the mat, getting close to time. If you haven't already, go ahead and settle the head and shoulders. Let the spine rest on the mat. We're going to start with the feet on the mat, knees bent. You can just have them there. You could let them rest against one another. Maybe hands to belly or hands down along the side, palms up. Soften the gaze a little here. Allow the breath to deepen. Feel the body expand with each inhale. And notice the release that comes with each exhale. We'll use that throughout our practice to help us in our shape. Continue breathing. Nice full inhales and exhales. Let the shoulders relax. Scan from the crown of the head down to the soles of the feet to check in. Build a little awareness with the body this morning. We'll take a moment. If you'd like to set an intention, I welcome you to do so. Just something positive that's speaking to you today. It can be a nice touchstone throughout the practice, something to reflect on, to center the mind, and then something you can take with you from the mat out into the world. We'll set the feet about hip width distance apart and draw the right knee in. You can hold on to the shin behind the thigh. The strap is in your practice. You could use that here as well if needed. Just gently draw it closer to the body. Keep the head and shoulders resting on the mat. We'll draw little circles with the feet. We're going to mix it up, so go both directions as you loosen, wiggle the toes, kind of free form there today. We'll find stillness with the foot. Give the knee a little squeeze, and then send the heel up. The leg does not have to be straight. You can keep a little bend at the knee. Foot is flexed, sole of the foot shines toward the sky. And then point the toes. point and flex. Into the knee as you bring the foot back to the mat. Settle the right foot, draw the left knee in. You might feel the belly press into the thigh here with the inhale. Notice the space that's also created on the exhale. We'll start those circles with the left foot, creating a little movement for the ankle, embracing any creaks or cracks this morning as we warm up. Don't forget to wiggle the toes here. Full foot is getting engaged. We'll find stillness with the left foot. Give that knee a little squeeze and send the heel up. Awareness moves from the hip to the heel, scanning the back of the leg. And then point the toe, draw that awareness through the top of the foot and down the front of the leg. A little point and flex. With control, bring that foot back to the mat. Left foot plants will draw the right knee in as we slide the left foot away, coming into our half wind relieving pose. A deeper stretch through the hips. Keep the spine long. Back body is connected to the mat. We'll hold on to right knee with right hand as we let that knee fall open a bit. Try to keep the body square to the sky. We'll draw that knee back to center and then create a little movement as we inhale to open. Exhale to close. Follow your breath. Awareness on the right hip. We'll meet back at center. Give that knee a little squeeze. Send the heel up. Take a breath. With control, we'll lower the right leg down. When the right heel settles, we'll draw the left knee into the body, swapping out our half wind relieving pose, great posture for our digestion. Nice stretch through the hips. Notice if you're really struggling in the arms, if you're really yanking this leg in. You are, find a little ease there, that balance between our effort and ease as we hold the knee there. Breath is steady. We'll hold on to the left knee with left hand and let that knee fall open. Each side will be a little different. As you move into the shape, listen to your body. And notice those little differences. We'll bring the knee back to center and then begin that movement with the breath. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to center. The knee can be as close up to the armpit or as far away as you need. Exploring your range of motion here with your hip, inviting in a little movement. And that nice connection between breath and body. Last time, we'll meet back at center. Little squeeze and send that knee up. With control, we'll lower the left foot down to the mat. When left foot settles, we'll draw both knees into the chest. And you could lay right here, taking a nice full body hug, or you could rock a little side to side. Yogi's choice. You're rocking. Go ahead and slow it down as we come to stillness at center. Give the knees a little squeeze and send both legs up. We'll leave the right foot tall. With control, we'll lower the left a bit. That might be 10 degrees, it might be 45. You might hover it above the earth. And then we'll draw it back up. And then the right, same thing. And again, each side might be a little different. You can play with this. Draw it back up. We'll lower the left, nice and controlled. Abs are engaged. Legs are strong. Draw it up. Right leg lowers. And lift. Left leg lowers, last time each side. And lift. Right leg lowers. And lift. Together with control, we'll lower both legs to the mat. Nice work. We'll inhale the arms overhead. Take a nice full body stretch from fingers to toes. We'll leave the arms overhead, engage the core, and try and do a Pilates style roll up here as we sit up. And release the arms. Sitting in the middle of the mat, both legs stretched out in front of us, feet about hip width distance apart. Sit tall. Inhale the arms. Exhale to your forward fold in our seated posture. You can hold feet, the ankles, the shins, the mat. Try to keep that long spine as you hinge at the hips, lead with the heart shining it forward. You can keep a little micro bend at the knees if needed. Inhale up. Exhale, arms to our side. We'll inhale the arms overhead. Exhale into a little twist. So you can bring the arms all the way down. You can breathe them out. Bring hands to hips. And back up. Exhale to the opposite side. And again, same arm things. I like having mine kind of touch down. But if you want to have them fly, that's all right too. Inhale up. Exhale to that twist. Inhale up. Exhale to that twist. Doesn't have to be super twisty. Just go with the body. Inhaling up. Exhale it down. Little movement for the spine here. Back up. And twist. Back to center. Exhale to that forward fold. Allow the exhale to help you dive a little deeper. Inhale up. We'll tuck the legs, transition over, and come to our tabletop somewhere in the center of the mat. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrist as best you can. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Give yourself a solid base. We'll lower the belly as we lift the gaze. Exhale as we bring the gaze in, arch the back. Inhale, lower, open heart. Exhale, round. Continue at your own breath pace for a few rounds. And you can invite in other little movements here as well. You could shift the hips or the ribs a little side to side. You could rock a little back and forth. Again, you can go a little free form. Make the practice your own. We'll take one more full round before meeting back at our neutral spine. Take the handprints forward. Strong arms as we curl the toes. Lift the knees, shift the hips up and back. Down dog. Try to find a flat back as best you can. Heels journeying toward the earth, though they don't have to touch it. Maybe there's a generous bend at the knees. On an inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale as you bring the feet to meet them. Forward fold, upper body hangs heavy. Maybe the hands reach to the earth. Maybe you hold opposite elbows to hang in ragdoll. And shake the head a little, yes and no here to loosen the neck. You're holding elbows. Go ahead and release them down. We'll take a generous bend at the knees. Lower the hips, belly to thighs. And then gently rise up. We come to standing in our Tadasana, head over heart, arms down alongside body, pinkies toward the thighs, palms open. A nice breath here, feeling solid and strong. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale to half lift, our 7 shape, hands to shins or thighs, nice flat back. Exhale as you release, we'll plant the hands, we'll step the right toes back only, planting it at about a 45, and then lift up. Arms rise as we come to our warrior one. Fingers to the sky, palms toward one another. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. And the arms don't have to be perfectly straight here. There can be a little bend at the elbows. Nice open heart. We'll gently transition, open, rotate to the right. As we drop that back foot to 90, arms come out to shoulder height, palms down toward the mat. And you may need to adjust your stance here. Keep that knee stacked over the ankle, the left knee over the ankle or a little behind it, in line with the toes. Gaze is forward, ready for whatever comes your way. We'll bring left arm to left thigh as we reach the right arm up. We'll lift up as we bring the right hand back toward the back leg. Left arm reaches up and back. Notice the ribs. Keep the breath steady. Rotate back. You can bring forearm to thigh, or you could float that arm inside of the left leg. As we reach up, heart is open. Legs are strong, solid foundation. We'll lift up. Back hand drops, front hand reaches up and back. You could straighten the front knee this time if you like. Bring that left hand back down. Relax the arms a bit as we spin the left foot and find ourselves in a nice wide angle stance, making any little adjustments we need to. Feet are parallel to one another, facing that long edge of the mat. We'll bring hands to hips. Long spine as we hinge forward. Keep that flat back as long as you can. And then gently release. Bring the hands to the mat. As we fold forward. Notice where the weight is sitting in the feet. You're all the way back on the heels. Gently shift the hips forward to allow more of the weight to sit in the front half of each foot. Notice how that feels through the backs of the legs. Start to engage the core as you lift up. Find that flat back and then rise all the way up. We'll take a breath. Turn the heels to the body, toes to the corners of the mat. Inhale the arms up, taking up lots of space, a nice big starfish. We'll take little rotations with the wrists as we let the hands gently fall down, kind of like leaves off a tree. Real free form here. You can go any direction you want. Bringing them down as we create a little movement. Nice. Gently heel toe the feet together, and we'll meet back at the front of the mat. Finding our Tadasana, that strong mountain pose. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, just the left foot steps back, that 45. We have that bend at the right knee. Solid foundation as we lift up into our warrior one. Body is centered between the legs. We're not really leaning forward or backward here. The gaze is forward. Focus. Maybe you tap back into that intention that you set for class. Welcoming in a little goodness, a little growth. We'll gently rotate open. Turn to the left. That back foot goes to 90. You may need to extend the stance here. Shoulder blades draw a little closer together. One hand directly back, one forward. Draw the fingers together. Let the shoulders relax. Lots of little tweaks here. Help us settle into our variation of the shape today. We'll take forearm to thigh, left arm to sky. Allow the gaze to travel up to that extended hand. We lift up, back hand drops, right hand reaches up and back. Keep that generous bend at the front knee. Hips are sitting low. Ish. Rotate back. You can take forearm to thigh once more. You could float that hand inside, engaging the core a bit more as the left hand reaches up. If a block is in your practice, you can always begin there too to transition from the forearm to that openness. Holding on to that block placed right inside the foot. Rotate up. Straighten that front knee. Allow the gaze to follow the upper hand. And bring the right hand back down. We'll spin the right toes, coming back to our nice wide angle stance. Hands to hips, hinge forward, and find your forward fold in this nice wide angle stance. Hands can rest beneath the shoulders. You could hold ankles or feet or toes. You could walk the hands a little farther back, gently drawing you deeper into the fold. Start to gently lift up. We're not going to lift all the way. Just finding a little comfort as we bring the hands to the right. Generous bend at the right knee. Nice deep stretch through that inner left thigh. Left foot stays planted down. And then lift up. Move through center and transition over to the opposite side. Hands stay on the mat to help support us. Awareness through the legs. We'll lift back to center. With control, rise up. Heel toe the feet together as we make our way to the front of the mat. Pardon me. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands. We'll step one foot back and then the other, finding ourselves in high plank. You can lower to the knees here if you like. We're not going to head down into that through chaturanga to the belly today. We're going to all lower the knees. Uncurl the toes, shift hips to heels, and take a child's pose. If having the knees near one another isn't serving you, you can keep the toes near one another and take the knees wide to the edges of the mat. Getting a little extra space to melt into. Leave the arms overhead for a moment. and then soften them. Maybe forearms come to the mat. If the knees are together, maybe you draw the arms down alongside body, or you could create a little pillow with the fist or the palms for the face and head to rest on. As we take a few moments here, tap back into the breath, into the intention that you set at the start of the practice. The breath slowly returning to your natural rhythm. We quiet the mind. Start to walk the hands toward the knees as we lift up. Rotate onto a favorite hip and find a comfy seated spot. You can take it in a kneel. We round out our practice together, bringing hands together at heart center to seal it in. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and those kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you back on the mat next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.